Hi Libra, welcome to Esoteric Tales and Tarot, and this is your October 2023 monthly psychic and tarot reading, and I'll be using my crystal ball as well because I've done some meditation before we've started the reading, and I've got some messages for you with that this month because it's Halloween, also your birthday month. So happy birthday to the Librans out there. That's my neighboring sign because I'm a Scorpio. You're going to use Deborah Blake's Everyday Witch Tarot. This is a new deck, so I've spent the last couple of days meditating with it and I'm just absolutely loving it. The art's by Elisabeth Alba, and I did a unboxing of this on my channel, so if you wanted to go and check that out, you'll see the whole deck in all of its glory. So that's this deck, the Everyday Witch. I'm also going to be using Barbara Walker, another one that I've done an unboxing for. So Barbara Walker Tarot, it's a 1980s deck, beautiful deck to use. And then I'll have a special message from this wonderful deck that came to me magically. It's the Illuminé deck, and this is from a wonderful artist that is in New Zealand, and her name is Janice, and she is a psychic medium and reader who I went and had a reading with many years ago, and at her house, and she has this wonderful artwork. And some of these decks, I'll do a story on it sometime on my channel, but these decks came to me in the most fascinating way. So that will be how we're going to run the reading. I have got some messages for you from looking at through my crystal, and I've been meditating outside. It's a beautiful day here in Melbourne. It's sunny down in Australia because we're just starting our spring weather, and I hope it's lovely weather where you are, autumn or spring. So I had a few things. So what came up in the crystal ball was the I don't often see this, but I saw a few cards, a few actual tarot cards that came into my mind. So the Wheel of Fortune, the Death card, and the Eight of Cups. Because the Wheel of Fortune came to me first in my mind's eye, I was thinking that there's a big change coming, and it's not here yet. It was the feeling, because death is there, that towards the end of October, early November is when this shift will start to happen. The Death card I didn't see in a negative light. I saw it as change and transformation along with the Wheel of Fortune. So some big opportunity is coming in. That's what I was feeling. It could be a large change to do with your work or occupation, something that you're going to have a handle in, and you'll need to, the Eight of Cups is walking away, so you'll have to give something up to have this come in. So I want you to watch out for that one. Another amazing thing that came through the crystal ball was this it was such an electric blue colored. When I was physically looking through the ball, I just saw this brilliant flash, like a blue flame color. It was so iridescent, so beautiful, such an amazing color. And it made me think of Archangel Michael. So I will ask for Archangel Michael to come into this reading as well and give you any messages that might be relevant as well. I'd like him to protect this reading and to oversee it, and to see if he, and I would also like you to think about what the meaning of that electric blue's really, like, such a brilliant color, because when I put the crystal ball back on the ground to earth it again, I could actually see in the rainbowing in the crystal ball that same blue color on the grass, on the ground, reflecting through it. And it really fascinated me because I have some rainbowing in this crystal ball, because in its past custodian may have dropped it, and I quite liked that it had the crack in it, because I think it's just so much more interesting for my readings, because much more comes through to me with the rainbowing in here, and it's almost like through a wound I get brilliant messages. So Archangel Michael might be a meditation or something that you can do this month that's going to help. Archangel Michael is a protector, power, strength, and also that blue flame will protect you so that you can get going and do your spiritual work. So this Wheel of Fortune, this Death card, this Eight of Cups that I was feeling, this walking away into something else, is going to be for your higher spiritual growth, and you'll be protected whilst you're doing that. So if there is a tricky time and you're finding it difficult to leave or walk away or change, then keep that in mind. Maybe do a Archangel Michael meditation. I was also feeling that there could be a short trip involved, maybe over water when I saw that blue as well. So that might be coming up in the month of October. It felt like a quick trip to me. And the other thing I was getting is preparation. So perhaps you've been procrastinating, avoiding doing certain things to get set up for this, what's coming in. So tie up loose ends and try to anticipate. That was the word that came to me through the crystal ball, like anticipation and predictions, I suppose, of predict what is going to be coming in and what you can do to be prepared and to start getting ready for this change. I think it's going to be a really good month. I'm wondering if the spread is going to complement what I got in the meditation. It's always interesting when I pull the cards to see if there's a tie-in with what I was seeing in meditation. So let's get started on your October reading, and we can, you know, think about our Halloween coming in a wonderful way. Okay, Libras, there's a bit to unpack for your birthdays. So in the first week of October, so the early, not necessarily sticking to the week, but the very start of the month, I got the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups here was also, clarifier card was the Princess of Wands. It came out in reverse. And then I had the Seven of Wands for around the second week, sort of moving into the middle of the month, with opposition Seven of Swords. So double sevens there, Seven of Swords and Seven of Wands. In the third week, kind of coming towards the end of October, after midway point, we've got the Emperor, and that was clarified by change, the Two of Pentacles. And then we have the Five of Swords at the end of the month with the Star card, the Aquarian card. And the bottom of the deck, we had Eight of Swords and Seclusion, the Four of Swords. So we've got a lot of air energy in here, which is all communication in the mind. We have some fiery wand energy coming up. When we have a little to do with money, but overall I felt as though this is definitely the messages that are coming from the meditation beforehand, with the change, a little bit of travel. So I'm going to dive into that by starting with the first week. So here with the Knight of Cups and the Princess of Wands, I do feel like this is that planning or heading off on, I felt like again that trip was coming up as part of the message with this card. It could be to do with a trip that is going to be regarding either a fire sign person or a water sign. In particular, it could be a Scorpio. I'm saying that because maybe a Cancer, because I noticed here that we've got the card here is the Artargus, which is the Princess of Wands, and she's actually a mermaid here, the very first mermaid from about 3,000, 4,000 years ago. She was worshipped. And I thought that that was really interesting because, like I said, with the blue flame that I was seeing and this watery energy and going over water, and then the first card is the Knight of Cups with him traveling over water, I thought it could be to do with a relationship that you hold dear, or one that's had a bit of a topsy-turvy time and you're trying to put it back upright. I thought it was interesting that this trip could actually be later in the month. I saw the spider. I was drawn to the little spider in the corner, and I thought, oh, that's a real Halloween-y type message, which made me think of a Scorpio water sign. But then that also, this energy towards the end of the month leans into your fire signs as well, and it's a Princess of Wands, so it could be that you're heading into that Sagittarian type time, and also they could be one of the people that's involved with this trip. I really felt as though this sort of travel, or it could be, you know, that you're going to visit somebody, that it has to do with work as well, because I felt as though, even though we've got this Knight of Cups and it has that watery kind of energy, it felt as though it could be to do with what we're talking about, with a change that's coming. And maybe you're going to include this trip as part of this change, like a catalyst to when you're going to start this. Okay, I need to go and chat to a few people. I want their opinions. I want people on side. I want people to understand, but I'm making a big change is coming. And that was sort of this first week energy. It could be just planning the trip, but it really struck me that, again, this was over water. Also very interesting that the special card that you got from Janice's deck was Gifts from the Sea. And we've got a mermaid sitting here with her crystal ball. And I just thought, okay, like that's just uncanny, you know, that you have the same messages here. So I think this person is somebody who's very important to you, that you're visiting, or their opinion is important, or you're concerned, or you want to go and see them to touch base. And it could be in a romantic sense, but I'm really picking up that it could be anything, any type of relationship, a parent, a loved one, somebody who you care for or you care about their opinion. And then we have the Seven of Wands coming in with the Seven of Swords. So perhaps this catalyst of starting this idea of, okay, it's time for me to start heading in this new direction. You're going to get a bit of pushback from this idea, from this new creative project, from this change in relationship. Whatever this wheel of fortune that I was seeing in the meditation, whatever this change, this death and rebirth, it's not going to sit well with yourself, I'm feeling, and also with others in the beginning, because you're going to think, oh, crikey, I'm going to have to, you know, battle with a few people. I've got this opposition that's coming in. I've got people who are feeling like they're guarding their territory a bit, and I'm wanting to make a change here. I'm wanting to move forward. And it looks like here it's a little bit that whole get your guards up, ready for battle. So that could be some energy that's coming around, heading towards the middle of the month, that you're feeling as though, oh, you know, I don't know whether I can make this change because I'm going to come up against opposition. But I want to remind you and encourage you about that blue flame that we saw, that this is for your higher good, for your soul's purpose, and it's going to be for the good of everybody in the end. So sometimes you just need to remember that. And also, this comes back into that preparation. I'm feeling like you're seeing 7 and 7. Well, sit here and think and contemplate and try to understand what might be missing, that you could start to do, whether it's some training, a course, whether you can tie up the loose ends so that you can say to everybody, hang on, I'm across this, I know what I'm doing, and I've got things sorted for you. I'm not going to leave you in a position where this is going to be difficult. So that was the feeling that I had with that card. Then we're coming to the Emperor. So once you've gotten past that, I feel like, wow, this is like the perfect energy. So getting past that middle of the month. Now if you're heading in that direction where you've made the gamble, you've got this change, Two of Pentacles, the juggling coming in with the Emperor. Now this is perfect because the Emperor, and remember that these are energies, they're not an actual gender. So the Emperor is a person, anybody can be the Emperor, anybody can get into that energy. It's somebody who is in control of their destiny, somebody who can make the hard decisions, who's the boss, so if you're starting your own business, this is the kind of energy that you would really want to see coming up. If it's a relationship, you're getting into that Emperor energy. It's known as a bit of an Aries card as well, so there could be Aries energy or Aries involved, or perhaps the season of Aries in the new year is when your business actually gets up and running and gets underway. But I couldn't believe I was drawn straight away to this blue flame fire protective energy that's right here. If you can see that, I thought, wow, that's exactly the type of thing that I saw in the crystal ball. Exactly that. And that just made me think that this is, divinely orchestrated and protected, and that you do have that whole energy of the Archangel Michael, protection for this decision. And it made me really feel like this will be where you're supposed to head. And I was drawn to the stars up here, and we've got the star coming into the energy towards the end of the month as well. And I just thought, yes, once you make this decision, once you head in this direction, and that could be, like I said, it could be a change in relationship, it could be a change in job role, it could be, being promoted and having more responsibilities, other people thinking, no, we preferred you where you were because they were comfortable. It could be stepping out, shifting from an occupation into something brand new. And you're feeling a bit like, oh, I don't know if I'm ready, but you are. You're ready, you've got everything you need, and really start planning for it. Do everything you can in preparation because the energy's coming. I can feel it's heading in your direction. And, preparedness in advance, the more that you do now, the greater this is going to be later. There's some great, constellation energy and things here too. So I was just feeling quite satisfied when I saw that one. Now, the end of the month, we've got this Five of Swords energy here. So, the fives are always the trickiness. Again, I'm drawn back to this. Looks like, the cauldron and the potion's gone wrong. I feel like you're this one here with the blue. I felt like, yeah, this is you. You're actually fine. You're sort of dropping the truth bombs that things need to change. I'm moving ahead. I'm going to do something else, and it's spoiled the broth. People aren't happy. That was the message that I was getting from this. Now, to clarify that, I did get the star card. So there could be an Aquarius involved in this decision making. The star card is a major arcana. It's beautiful energy. The Emperor before, major arcana. So you've got these two that are coming one after the other. And I was drawn to the water here, the water bearer, and the balance that's involved in this Aquarius card. And I was thinking, how can you work with these others that are feeling, they've got a differing opinion? How can you work with it to balance out the broth, to make the mixture perfect? Think about that in this time of reflection that you've got over here. How can I work with who I've got to make them understand that this is going to be great for all of us? I've got everything in place. Yes, it's new, it's changed, but I've prepared everything. There won't be any problems when I go. It could be to do with, let's say there's a relationship change and you're going to leave a partnership where there's children involved. You could sort of say, look, I've thought about how I'm going to be co-parenting and have everything ready. It's that kind of feeling, you know, balancing things out, bringing in that lovely Aquarius energy. Again, this could be settling down or find its balance around the Aquarius season next year. But I think that it's there for you to be able to, in this month, be prepared for it. Know that there is this trickiness and get on top of it. Also, I found it interesting that at the bottom of the deck, the energies were also swords. So again, we've got a lot of this. Remember that sword energy is in your mind. It's the communication. It's that air energy. So, you know, you've got this one here, the Eight of Swords, little bluebird here and in the blue outfit again. And I thought, this is you with your blue on the broomstick. And you can see here that she's feeling like, oh, I'm trapped in the situation. You know, I can't really get out of this and move forward. But no, you're not trapped. The kitten here behind you looks like it's about to push over that sword. There's no real danger. It's that you're blindfolded, so you feel like there is a bigger problem than what there actually is to leave and move forward. And it's lovely because underneath that card in the deck, we have the Three of Wands, which is very much, you know, here she is now feeling confident, heading off, you know, going off into the horizon, heading off into the new ventures and finding the balance. So we've got that Temperance card, and perhaps that's going to be nice Sagittarius energy that's coming in that sort of late November, early December time. So this is really nice. Now, the other one that was to clarify the Eight of Swords is the Four of Swords. So seclusion. And it just made me think too that the Four of Swords is before the Five of Swords here. And so again, perhaps this is a message to say, prepare for this. You know, go into seclusion, do your meditating, think about how the Five is coming. And when you're in this Four of Swords energy, which lasts, you know, the bottom of the deck is sort of the overall energy for the whole of the month. So you've got this, you know, quite sort of big energy here of swords. So careful with your communication, careful with your thoughts, stay positive, because anything that's going to be, you know, a big change, of course, it feels uncomfortable. It's tricky because it's going to have, you know, a brilliant outcome. So you have to sort of get through this energy. But, you know, try to think about things that are going to make this energy easier, because you can do that, and then you'll find that you've got this Three of Wands where you're working together more in a team on, and fate, you know, destiny, that this will work out. And of course, the overall gifts from the sea, I really did feel perfect, as though, you know, perhaps you need to get near water. Being around water is so fantastic if you're doing any meditating or any reflecting, because you get wonderful ideas from the water. Put your feet in the water, even if it's freezing, you know, go try to find a pond, a lake, a river, you know, have a bath. Try to get near water to have any of these ideas, because you'll get gifts from the sea. And, you know, take a screenshot of that one so that you can look back over it. I think that overall you are going to have a lovely, I didn't get a lot of birthday energy, you know. I feel as though perhaps you've got other things on your mind, you know, you've got more important things at hand. I just keep coming back to that blue flame and how exciting this is. So I think for your birthday, you're changing gears. You're thinking, what next? You know, birthday's coming. By next year, I want to be in a different place, and I'm going to get there. And you will, Librans, you will. So happy birthday. Thanks for listening. Please like, share and subscribe, because it helps me to make more content and keep this channel get up and running. And I hope you have a wonderful month. And thanks for listening.